I know this is a big statement, but I'd consider this seaweed to be the most powerful seaweed on the planet. What's up guys, my name is Lucas, the founder of Ergogenic Health, and in this video what I'm going to do is take a look at the benefits associated with Ecklonia Cava, not to be confused with Cava. Specifically what I'm looking at is Ecklonia Cava, which is a brown seaweed. So first of all, we need to take a look at the claim to fame. What makes this seaweed so special? Is Ecklonia Cava the ultimate marine drug? Now, lately I've been getting really interested into marine drugs and marine phytotherapies, and specifically Ecklonia Cava appears to rank #1 across many different departments and aspects of human health. And in this video, what I'll do is take a look at how powerful and beneficial this seaweed is for a variety of health complaints and also to improve the overall human condition. So the main claim to fame with Ecklonia Cava is the amount of money that has been spent on researching this particular seaweed. There has been over $35 billion of clinical studies demonstrating the importance of these Ecklonia Cava species. Now, these Ecklonia-derived polyphenols are unlike those found within land-based plants and are quite possibly the most powerful antioxidants found in nature, being 10 to 100 times more powerful than other polyphenols. This is partially why Ecklonia Cava is so beneficial, but there are other reasons to want to leverage the power of Ecklonia Cava. And really, when I was first interested in Ecklonia Cava, was actually for its benefits on sleep. So you will be seeing Ecklonia Cava linked in the video description down below if you want to purchase super high quality Ecklonia Cava capsules. So you'll see that linked in the video description down below. Also, before we dive deep into some of these other health benefits, there's a good chance I'll also release a podcast, an extended version of this video. So please do check out my podcast, the Boost Your Biology podcast. That will be also linked in the video description down below. So what is Ecklonia Cava? Well, Ecklonia Cava is an edible marine brown algae, popular and abundant in Korea and Japan, which contains various bioactive compounds and derivatives including fluorotannins, peptides, carotenoids, and fucoidins as well. Here are some of the major health benefits associated with Ecklonia Cava. #1, it enhances blood flow and or circulation. #2, it enhances sleep quality. It also enhances erection quality. So I'll get into a particular study that compared it to Viagra and actually outperformed Viagra in this particular study. It also enhances insulin sensitivity, reduces pain, is a potent antioxidant, reduces allergies and histamine responses. It is highly neuroprotective, combats cancer, combats alcohol toxicity, protects against EMFs or electromagnetic frequencies or fields. It also reduces ear damage, and also may boost muscle growth as well. So when looking at Ecklonia Cava for its ability to improve blood flow, the most important point with Ecklonia Cava is its ability to regenerate the vascular endothelium. So this is a semi-permanent benefit in terms of improving circulation, even after withdrawal of the supplement itself. Many of these circulation benefits will actually remain even after stopping the use of this particular marine drug. We can see that Ecklonia Cava can regenerate this vascular endothelium, the cells that are critical to the inner lining of the blood vessels, which generate the crucial nitric oxide, which basically keeps our arterial walls relaxed and dilated. Now, after a 6-week study, Ecklonia Cava flow-mediated dilation and nitric oxide-mediated dilation increased by 60 and 50%. In another study, coronary artery disease patients were given Ecklonia Cava for 6 weeks, and blood flow controlled by nitric oxide also increased by about 50 to 60%, which is a huge increase in circulation. In terms of muscle growth, what's interesting was this study in 2021, which looked at the effects of marine algal polyphenols, fluorotannins on skeletal muscle growth in C2-C12 muscle cells via SMAD and IGF-1 signaling pathways. Now, obviously this study here was conducted in, muscle cells, and so whether or not it translates to humans is questionable. However, like epicatechin, Ecklonia Cava, which by the way, epicatechin's that compound that does appear to improve muscle growth. Ecklonia Cava is also a strong follistatin booster and as such a myostatin inhibitor. What we know is that this dicol, which is found within Ecklonia Cava, and these fluorotannins basically regulate myogenesis by downregulating the SMAD signaling, a negative regulator, and upregulating IGF-1 signaling, which is a positive regulator of muscle growth. So we can see here that Ecklonia Cava may be able to have a favorable effect on muscle growth and lean muscle tissue development as well. From a sleep perspective, Ecklonia Cava is perhaps one of the most effective sleep supplements that I've personally used and also prescribed to some of my one-on-one clients. The general feedback has been Ecklonia Cava makes you wake up feeling like it is impossible to go back to bed. That is how refreshed and rejuvenated you feel after a sleep on Ecklonia Cava. What's interesting is that Ecklonia Cava promotes many of its central nervous system effects via the GABA-A benzodiazepine receptors. By acting on these receptors, it also has anticonvulsive and also anti-anxiety properties. And these polyphenols in Ecklonia Cava are strong potentiators of sleep. Now, for example, one of the constituents found within Ecklonia Cava may improve sleep by decreasing sleep latency and increasing non-REM sleep, non-rapid eye movement sleep. In animal models, this same constituent was able to replicate the effects of zolpidem or Ambien, but unlike Ambien, it increased the quantity of sleep without reducing sleep quality. So this particular compound did not affect delta activity. This is credit to Jacob Gordon from My Biohack, who's actually collated this bit of research. Ecklonia Cava is well known to improve erection quality, and this is perhaps one of the most appealing aspects of this seaweed because it actually helps with hair growth, but then also improves erection quality, which is highly appealing for a lot of males out there. So in terms of how Ecklonia Cava compared to Viagra, since Ecklonia Cava rejuvenates damaged endothelial cells, basically scientists studied 31 men with erectile dysfunction for over 6 months. They compared 8 weeks of Ecklonia Cava use to Viagra, and they looked at orgasmic function, intercourse satisfaction, overall satisfaction, and erectile function. And over those 8 weeks, Ecklonia Cava scored 87%, 74%, 62%, and 66%, whilst Viagra scored only 27%, 44%, 39%, and 66%. Whereas there are no side effects that were reported with Ecklonia Cava, which is really unique. Ecklonia Cava has also been shown to enhance insulin sensitivity. A lot of the polyphenols are very effective at combating multiple pathologies associated with diabetes. For example, Ecklonia Cava has shown in double-blind, randomized placebo-controlled clinical trials to reduce post-meal high blood sugar and insulin resistance. And it's also been shown to improve type 1 diabetes symptoms by activation of the AMPK pathway. So we can see that Ecklonia Cava has some unique benefits in terms of improving blood sugar stability and insulin sensitivity as well. Now, the Ecklonia Cava has also been shown to protect pancreatic beta cells, improve their insulin secretion, reduce extra glucose-induced insulin secretion via sodium-dependent glucose transporter 1, SGLT1, inhibition, basically helping to contribute to proper glucose control and insulin homeostasis. So this is a really remarkable benefit. As I mentioned, Ecklonia Cava is a very potent antioxidant, and by acting as an antioxidant, it can reduce oxidative stress and protect against cellular damage. And it actually upregulates the same pathway that curcumin also appears to affect as well, the NRF2 downstream pathway. Ecklonia Cava has also been shown to reduce allergies and histamine responses, so it has powerful anti-allergic properties. It's also highly neuroprotective. What's interesting is that Ecklonia Cava was able to increase acetylcholine levels in the brain via inhibiting butyryl cholinesterase, BHCE, which is 100-fold greater than the acetylcholinesterase pathway. Ecklonia Cava's polyphenols can modulate neurotransmitters to enhance cognition, increasing acetylcholine in the hippocampus, striatum, and the cortex, decreasing GABA in the hippocampus, increasing glutamate in the striatum and hippocampus, decreasing norepinephrine in the striatum, and increasing serotonin in the hippocampus as well. As I mentioned, it also possesses anti-cancer properties in breast, colon, fibrosarcoma, liver, melanoma, ovarian, and skin cancer. Ecklonia Cava is also known to combat alcohol toxicity or the hangover by actually altering that alcohol dehydrogenase and aldehyde dehydrogenase enzymes. So it can actually increase these enzymes to help speed up the breakdown of alcohol and help its clearance as well. It's also known to prevent major changes in serum AST and ALT levels after alcohol ingestion, so potentially buffering the negative effects of alcohol on liver dysfunction. It also has an ability to protect against EMFs or electromagnetic fields. There are not many compounds that can protect us against these, and Ecklonia Cava appears to shine here by stopping radiation-induced damage to DNA. So this is a huge benefit. Funnily enough, Ecklonia Cava has also been shown to reduce ear damage or sound-induced hearing loss. So if you're someone who has been listening to loud music for extended periods of time and you noticed hearing loss, Ecklonia Cava may be able to restore hearing damage or noise-induced hearing damage. So this study was titled Effect of Ecklonia Cava Polyphenol Extract in House Ear Institute Organ of Corti-1 Cells Against Cisplatin Ototoxicity, a preliminary study. When looking at dosages for Ecklonia Cava, most importantly is to consume it after a high-fat meal. Personally, I do it after dinner, so immediately after dinner or about 30 minutes after dinner. Between 300 milligrams to 500 milligrams appears to work well for most people. And what's interesting is due to its partial fat solubility, some of these compounds, its polyphenols can actually last for about 12 to 14 hours in human metabolism, whereas most plant-based tannins have a small half-life of about 30 minutes. So this is really unique and probably makes good argument as to why Ecklonia Cava subjectively feels so good when you take Ecklonia Cava before bed. You get that restoration in sleep, the improvements in morning wood erection quality, reduced insulin resistance, and improved overall recovery and well-being. So you will be seeing Ecklonia Cava, my favorite seaweed on the planet, linked in the video description down below to purchase. And please be aware that quality absolutely matters with Ecklonia Cava because there are many fake Ecklonia Cava products on the market that do not contain much of the actual Ecklonia Cava extract in the product. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.